see, and what a week it has been in the financial markets. A lot of downturns and some hope for the upturn, but a lot of downturn, a lot of uncertainty with the tariffs, China fighting back, a lot of other countries are fighting back. Some are uniting with the United States and fighting against China, but we will see where this will end up. As many have been speaking about, this next few months is going to be a topsy turvy in the stock market until the dust settle. Expect a lot of volatility. And I am bullish on America, but you have to endure the volatility that we will have in the next few months. Some of the things that have gone on overnight, we're going to be looking at some of the stocks that are affecting. Futures are up currently. It is about 9:18 Eastern Standard Time. So it's futures are up right now. They've been up pretty much since the futures market opened, and a lot of uncertainty towards this market this week. We're going to have a lot of economic data, some job reports, payroll data, some CPI reports that are reporting, and we're going to have some different economic factors that will affect the stock market. And you never know what type of news comes out of any country that will affect the bottom line in our stock market. First and foremost, I want to really grieve with my fellow Dominican people from the Dominican Republic. It's been a week since the what has happened in Jet Set in the nightclub, and I can't help but to mourn and really feel like the hurt, the pain that a lot of the people are going through right now, and my heart just goes out to the Dominican people. One of the biggest stars, if you can equate him to what Elvis Presley or Waylon Jennings is to American music, which Ruby Perez is kind of one of those stars that really gone too soon. 69 years old, was still singing at the top of his game. And what I fell in love with merengue music back in the 80s when I started hearing Wilfredo Valga and I started hearing him sing. And what a loss we have had. And I unite in prayer for a lot of the Dominican brothers and sisters. I grew up in the Bronx, New York, with a lot of friends in Washington Heights, and the Bronx is really there's it's half Dominican. Really, there's over half a million population in the Bronx just alone, and I mourn with you guys, and my prayers are with you. May God sustain this country as it is in mourning. I mean, this was devastating, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I want to tell you that I love my brothers and sisters from the Dominican Republic, and I'm standing in prayer as this country mourns. So far in the stock market, we have been seeing a lot of news that has been creeping up over the next few days. I want to read a few of the articles that have been having that we have been looking at, and also we're gonna take a look at some charting. Let's go look at. Let's go to CNBC. Actually, let's go to economic calendar. Let's go share that. We're gonna do what's going on Monday. Fed speaks. So we got important data, price index, uh, import. U.S. retail sales is something that you want to look out for Wednesday. Really, retail sales, that is going to be key. Home builders confidence is another one. It just really tells you where real estate is at this time. Home builders confidence is really going to tell you should you be investing in REITs, or as many people who invest in real estate like myself, I also want to buy more real estate, but the rates really don't justify the cash flow. And if you are 1% like type of investor that you kind of looking a return, you're not really getting those returns right now with price, interest rates, and the price of housing. Even if you were to fix and flip a house, I mean there's not really much meat there to eat. Housing starts, that would be something that would be on Thursday and Friday. Any economic, U.S. economic, what is it, Friday? San Francisco Fed, not really much there. But you want to look at building permits, housing starts on Thursday. That is going to be a key indicator uh, for for the economic week over here. Let's go look at some. Let's go share here. There we go. Sometimes technology, when you're live, really doesn't help you there right now. But we want to be looking at what to expect. We are expecting a lot of downturn and upturn swings in the stock market. You never know what the stock is going to do. Anytime you have a president like Trump, he's going to say what he's going to say. And you have to ride with him. If you voted for him, I guess you love him. If you didn't vote for him, I guess you don't like him. So it's a kind of one of those things you're going to ride or die. I'm a ride or die with the brother. So right now is we're all in this together. Just strap on your bootstraps, put on your seatbelt, put your hair back in a ponytail, and just get ready for this wild ride that we're going on. And that's what's just going to happen. The economic data that we're seeing is we don't know. A lot of it is uncertainty, and you have a lot of stocks that are saying we're continuing to go down, no matter how much bullish I want to be, no matter how much I think in the next few years where the stock market will be. Right now, a lot of indicators are saying that we're pointing downturn, even though short term we're going up. But if you look at charts, it really tells you a different story. So we want to look at a couple of charts here, and look at what type of data and a couple of stocks that we're going to look at. But first, I want to look at some news here. Let's go to CNBC and just kind of go from there. Then we'll go into the data. Let's go into CNBC share. Let's re let's do refresh this here. So ongoing, let's go markets right here. Prior index, indexes S&P up, Nasdaq up, Dow Jones up, everything market movers, anything there, business yields up, trending now. Uh, Not much news here. Let me look at Bloomberg. Let's go refresh this. Let's go read some of this data right here. So Trump, let's see some headline news here. Trump warns tariffs are coming for electronics after reprieve. I can't even read here. Trump warns tariffs are coming for electronics after reprieve. So we're seeing that a lot of the the tariffs that are coming on are really hitting a lot of the tech industry. Now you're seeing a lot of countries that are now trying to play ball. You're seeing a lot of countries that are now saying to themselves, "Okay, we want to go to a 0% tax-free tariff on both sides." So this is where the American company is going to win. You have to understand that United States, it is hard for the United States to sell any product in another country without having a VAT tax or what's equivalent to a tariff. Now, any other country can come sell their goods here with no tax. So you look at how much profit they're making. So if you look at how the other countries have taken our jobs, they're through the NAFTA agreement that Bill Clinton passed. They took our jobs, plus they kind of just stuck it to the middle class. And many people who are upset with President Trump putting on these tariffs really don't care about the working class people. These are the same people that, they want to scream justice, justice, and justice, but they don't, when it comes to fairness and stuff, they don't see it that way. So you have to see that many companies in the United States, whether it's a royalty, whether it's the music industry, whether it's the film industry, whether it's the electronic industry, a lot of the intellectual property has been stolen by many other countries and maybe like copycat or made a similar thing without even paying due process or royalties to the companies that develop those things. That's why I believe that these taxes, these tariffs that are coming into for the United States against these other countries are pivotal for the American worker, are pivotal for the American business owners, are pivotal for musicians, are pivotal for artists, for many creativities, for creatives, for those who have intellectual property, for those who have just many inventions that they have made. A lot of those things that they haven't gotten royalties in the past, with these things that are happening in the Trump administration, they're going to start getting paid for a lot of the things that they weren't get paid before. So we're seeing these tariffs as a blessing, but it's going to be a rough ride. And that's the thing that many people don't want. They think it's just going to be a smooth ride, but it's not. Any business owner that understands when you shock a system, when you come into a place and you shock the system, it's turning a big boat. And this is a huge boat right here that we have to turn. So we are going to see a lot of changes, and I think is beneficial for the United States. So let's go look at some companies here. Taiwan Semiconductor. This is one I'm gonna start here first. I like this company. They're building a lot of plants in the Phoenix, Arizona area. And I think this stock is one of those that would be a consideration. Now, right now is it is in a falling pattern. You can't if you look at it, anybody could see we're falling. Now, what I am seeing that if this stock continues to fall, and again, many you haters can't hear this, but if this stock continues to fall, I'm looking to purchase this stock around that 114, that 113, that 110 area. What to me would be a supply zone, where many people want to, a demand zone where many people want to buy. That for me is an area where many institutions may look at this company and say, this was a $220 stock just a couple of months ago. Uh, what's the case? And this stock right here is expanding. They're building bigger and better, and I believe Taiwan is in a business partner of the United States, and I think this company is one that I would look at and keep my eye on. Taiwan Semiconductor. Let's go here. My baby Tesla. I know you don't love me too much right now, Tesla, but let's look at the last year. I want you to look at these three lines that I have here because they're very important for Tesla. Very important. So let me go here. Uh, Let me go change this because I didn't have it correctly. Let me share my tab here. There we go. There we go, guys. Okay. I'll go back to Taiwan Semiconductor. But let's look at Tesla right now. Tesla, I drew these lines. These are support resistance lines. These are lines where I feel like there has been institutional buying in Tesla. So Tesla right now has had a pattern where it has gone from the highs of 476 in that 475 range. It has just dropped down into the 252 range, and it has been in this pattern right here for the last for the last few weeks. Now, this is the thing with Tesla. If Tesla stays above the 200, around this 202, if it stays above that, it will bounce back up. If it continues to fall, I'm gonna see it go back down around this 160 range where it was before, around earlier to 2024. Stocks usually follow patterns. It was also in this range around 2023. Anyone that trades Tesla understand that this stock follows patterns before it shoots up. That's why a lot of people are not worried who trade Tesla, because this is a stock that's gonna give you a lot of headaches, and it's gonna make you to take a lot of Pepto Bismol, and you might have to pucker up and tighten up that hole of yours. But this stock right here is one of those that I think if you hold on, if you're patient, and if you really are on a long-term game, this is going to be a game changer stock. It's going to be one of those stocks you're going to be like, I woulda, shoulda, coulda, I should have bought more. So if you're a patient person, and if you're playing the patient person's game, Tesla right here, I think it'll go to 850, but I think it'll go back and split again. That's my guess, but it's just Tesla is not an electric car company. It's so much more than that. And you guys know that. Elon Musk is a gift to the United States. Elon Musk is a once in a lifetime genius that we have here. So we are lucky to have him. I believe this stock is going to go up if you continue to be patient with it. We got Tesla. We go, what's up? Nvidia right now. So Nvidia, I have it. It just bounced off. I had this supply and demand zone. This is a primal line. This is a distal line. Right here is just a demand zone right here. So I have a 3-to-1 risk ratio right here. So this is basically a stock that I'm looking at. Nvidia right now shot up. So it's bounced up right off that distal line right here, and it really just shot up. So uh, that one, if you missed the move on this one. Now if you're a long-term player, then that's another thing, that you're just buying this at the cheap. So if you were trying to get in at the, not the bottom, but at the buy low sell high type of place, you kind of missed it on this range right here. Nvidia. All right, what's up? Apple again dropping right here, this 187. If this thing continues to fall, you're looking at the 162 range, but I could see Apple opening up tomorrow, only because what has happened in the futures. Look at it to go in the 206, 212 range tomorrow if this stock opens up. Apple, again, Amazon. Yes. All you people who love Amazon, look at you. All right, let's draw right here. I'm going to draw a line right here. Also going to draw another one right here. All right. So Amazon is currently at 184. If the stock opens up and goes above this line right here, you could look at that 200 be the range. It'll go back, climb back up. If it falls down, which I highly doubt it because of futures right now, but anything could change. Anything could, anybody, any tweet or any truth could come out. So, but this stock, I mean, long term, Apple, Amazon's is one of those that I like. If you're patient, another innovator of our time, Jeff Bezos, someone who's doing so much good for the world. I like what Jeff Bezos is doing. I don't agree with everything he says and does, but I think we could come to an agreement. Meta's another one that, if you a value investor, Meta's one of those that I like too. Another one that I don't agree with Mark Zuckerberg on everything, but you have to look at the business model. Sometimes in business, you have to put away your feelings and look at what business and innovation is going on in the world. And that's one of the things that I think that Mark Zuckerberg is really an innovator, as he's kind of like the Bill Gates. He might not be an inventor. Bill Gates didn't invent the MS DOS, but what he took is a program and saw the future with it. So Mark Zuckerberg, to his credit, he saw social media and saw the future. And that's something that you really got to give it to him. And he really went gun ho, and he built a very good type of business here. Because, like all of us, I mean, imagine you don't have Facebook or Instagram right now. I mean, some of you be lost, lost, lost. So Meta, another good stock here. Uh, you know, it's one of those that 543. I still think this is an undervalued stock. Could it continue to go down? Yes. If it does, it's going to go around that 448 range. Look at that. If it does go down, Meta, micro strategy, Bitcoin buyers. Let's see. Just shooting up right now. It's kind of been at 299. Micro strategy, what is it? A Bitcoin ETF. Palantir. I like Palantir, and this stock right here is shooting up. This is another stock that, if you're not here, if you're buying, if I had this discussion with someone on TikTok the other day. They got upset because I would saying that Palantir is one of those stocks that I would buy. And they got all upset because they were like, why would you buy a stock with a 400 PE ratio? Well, that's all the tech stocks. I've never seen one tech stock that wasn't an overvalued PE ratio. Now, you could get some low value PE ratios like Ford, and I have Ford, but Ford doesn't move. So there's many things that just because a stock has a low PE ratio doesn't make it a good stock. Now, just because a stock has a high PE ratio doesn't make it a good stock either. You have to look at with Palantir, I'm looking at where the money is flowing from in Washington, D.C. Palantir is almost like the new military, has a military capabilities, and it is being used. There are talks about contracts being written with Palantir. They had just been added to the S&P 500 last November. So this is a stock that is on the rise. The S&P 500, for all its worth and all its notoriety, is not going to add a company to the S&P that's just going to flop, even though some stocks do. But you have to look at it, they see in the future. And the S&P Standard & Poor's has a lot more insider information than someone like me does, living in there and coming to you live from a basement. So Palantir is one of those stocks that if you believe in the future, if you're looking at where the money is flowing in Washington, D.C., this is a stock that I would heavily consider, this stock right here. And if you don't like this as a long term, it would be one that as a short term stock I would look at. Two, Palantir. Let's go Microsoft. Another one is a good steady Eddie's, a dividend stock. This one is you got to give it to Microsoft. Uh, for a long time, this stock just went just straight up flat for like 10 years, and then it just skyrocketed. You have to look at a stock like this and say, what does Microsoft does? And basically, it's in almost every electronic product that we have. Microsoft has either some type of capabilities or software or integration or some type of electronic device or patent that is included in their devices that we all use, even on an iPhone. So that's the one of those things is that Microsoft, if you're looking for more like buy and hold, steady Eddie, dividend stock, you're looking to purchase, with extra funds that you get from bonuses and stuff like that, this would be something where if you don't want to rock the boat, this would be a stock that I would highly consider to be in my portfolio. Even though this stock is at a 384, 385 range, don't be shocked if this stock in 5 to 7 years is at $1,000. So you look at this stock as a supersized savings account. That's what the stock market is. For some of you, you want to take your money and you want to put it away. This is why I want to. There's an analogy, or not an analogy, but a story in the Bible that Jesus talks about the talents. To one he gave five, and the one who he gave five doubled it. He gave one that he gave him two. The one that had the two, he doubled it also. Now the one that he gave one talent to, he buried it. And what did the master say? Even if you would have put it in the bank with interest, it would have made something. So think of this, that God wants you. That's why savers are losers. Not losers in the person, but they're losers in buying power. Even Jesus said that savers are losers, not literally, but in the parable of the talents. Some of you are looking, well, where did he say that? Was that the King James version? I don't know, my brother. I don't know, my brother. So you got to look at that God looks at what's in your hand. So when you put your money away in a savings account, it loses power. Now, when you put your money in a stock, like a Microsoft, like a Coca-Cola, something like that that's going to give you dividends and grow over time, and you repurchase more and more and more over time, that's the way to wealth. Really, some people are looking for overnight magic. People are looking to get rich overnight. There's no such thing in the Bible that says that. No such thing in the Bible. That's why you have to look at the Bible as a clue. You look at our brothers and sisters in the Jewish community. They never mix or they never separate God and money. Everything is together. The same God that gives you the idea is the same ones that gives you the ability to get wealth. Well, how do you get wealth? Well, most of us have a job. We need to dedicate to ourselves to our job, whatever your profession may be. That's what pays the bills in your home. Now we need what's called the side hustle or the second job, where you need another stream of income. That excess, that extra cash or that 10% that you put away after you tithe, after you save money, that 10% to go should go to savings and or investing. Or you could look at real estate. You could look at opportunities, whether you using a FHA loan or if you're a military person, you using your VA loan. There's many ways where you could purchase real estate and with no money. So there's ways to invest. You have to take the resources and the gift that God has given you and invest those things. Some of you are great with people. Real estate makes sense. Some of you suck at everything. So you could put money away. So then just put your money into stocks, Microsoft. Look at the things you love. For many people, I tell them, look at the car you drive, what products you enjoy, what's in your home. If you have a spouse, where do you guys love to go eat? Where do you love to go shop? If you have children, what do they love? What do you buy them? And you start seeing that some of us have gifts. Maybe you have a gift out there that I'm unaware of, where you understand or you find your genius in a specific area, whether you are an artist, whether you an inventor, whether you a technical person, or you just a business owner where God has given you a gift to shine, that you have that where you might understand an industry more than others. You know that there are 5 out of 10 of those things that you understand. There's publicly traded companies associated with those things. Even if you told me that you work in a bakery, you deal with flour, you deal with sugar, you deal with coffee, you deal with chocolate, that's all traded in the futures market. And that's what we're seeing today, that if you give yourself a little study, show thyself approved, you can do phenomenally well. So let's keep looking. So we got Microsoft here. I also want to look at the futures. Let's look at what the futures are doing right now. Let's look at the S&P. Let's look at the S&P E-mini futures. So right now I'm gonna put it on a one. Put it on a 1 minute chart. Let's do it on a 1 minute chart. So right now, this is live right now. So as you start seeing the market is moving, so think of the futures as what's known as the futures is traded 23 hours a day. It stops trading on 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and then opens up around Sunday around 9 o'clock around Eastern Standard Time, around where the Australian markets open. So the futures is like, think of it as like the weather channel. It gives us an idea what the market is going to look like tomorrow. So far today, so far the futures have been up. They opened up at 554.26. Some highs open. So right now is up for right now, but we never know what the market is going to do because this can change in any minute now. So right now we're looking at where we at today. Okay, we're kind of going into red right now, but let's see how this things play out, because this is the thing with the e-minis. It's gonna be, you never know what it's gonna do or what country does what. Nasdaq is down. It was positive, but now it kind of turned. Let's see what it does. So think of this as a way to gauge the barometer of the stock market. So looking at the futures, so it don't look too good. Let me look at gold futures. Gold is what is up? Gold right now is up. So that's never a good thing. When gold is up, usually the stock market is going to go down. It's going to be a safe haven. It kind of does the adverse when people are scared of what's going to happen. They kind of run. Let me see the e-minis, the micros. Yep, down, following the same thing. S&P, what's up? But let's see what it does later on. But that's what the stock market is doing thus far. Let's look at all. Look, Nvidia, Tesla. Let's look at Nike. Nike has a it has a kind of this thing right here. Nike. I'm gonna show you a all time. So this is around 2014. So this stock right now is really, I'm a 5 year. We're almost back at where it was from 2014. Now, if you've held Nike, I'm pretty sure you got dividends here. I'm pretty sure it's done a split or two, but really this stock has really come down from its highs. This would be a stock, not right now, but I may consider this in my portfolio. Vietnam has right now really are willing to negotiate on the product of Nike. That's where most of the sneakers are made in Vietnam. They are looking to really fix the tariff situation with the Trump administration. They have been one of those companies that have been willing to play baseball. So you have to look at Nike and look at it with an open eye. Coin AMD, you kind of suck right now. AMD, just look at this. I mean, AMD's really done nothing but straight up. Look at this. I mean, really, AMD. I don't know. This stock is right here. I was bullish on it, but you know what? It's really hasn't done anything worthwhile. I mean, it's just really it's in this channel right here, and I think it's gonna keep going down. I know there's a lot of people on the internet that's called this for bullish. I mean, I would have thought this too, but honestly, this stock has given no indications of going up. So AMD, I sold this stock a long time, like last year, around this one. Once it bounced off that 180, that 170, and didn't go up, I mean, I got out. I mean, this stock really, yeah, I mean, I took a loss on this one, but I got out way before this little gap right here. And I'm glad I did because it has done nothing since. So glad I got out of this one. AMD, sometimes that happens. Taiwan, SPX. Let's go to just look at the S&P. Just brutal right here. Just it's real choppy here. Index, this stock right here. It's really like the stock market is just really doing a lot of things here that we don't know what's the next phase for the stock market right here. But one thing that we do know that uh, we have to weather the storm, and that's the thing is, can you weather the storm? And the answer is yes. So we're looking for those opportunities. So for those of you that are trading, those of you really looking like what opportunities are in the stock market, sometimes it's okay to wait and just wait for that trading opportunity. For all my real estate investors, all of you, you got to be patient. You got to still make those phone calls. You got to look for that buyer that has to sell right now if you want that discount. Every real estate investor knows that you really right now you have to negotiate your own deals right now. You need to have that buyer that has a need that needs to sell ASAP in order for you to start making some money. But I thank you guys because this is going to be a great week in the stock market. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen in the stock market. Is it going to go up? I don't know, but is it going to go down? Who knows? But whatever happens, always know that you can be defensive, you can make money on the downside, and you can make money on the upside in the stock market. So for those of you who are really looking and going to work this week, I pray blessings over you. I pray that the blood of Jesus covers your family, your home. May God touch the fruit of your labor. May everything you touch turn to prophetic gold. I'm believing in miracle signs and wonders for you, for your family, in your life, and the life of others. Many of you here have the heart of an encourager. Many of you are here that if you see someone, man, encourage them. Many of you have that gift to just lift up people's spirits, whether it's a smile or something like that. Just be encouraging to someone this week. We're all going through stuff. All of us are hurting in some way, and you never know who's going through something that just might need a little bit of love and just the caring, just to say, hey man, I'm thinking about you. So if you know someone, you're thinking about somebody, call them up. Just tell them, hey, you're thinking about them, because God is wants to use you. He wants us to communicate. He wants to have us in fellowship. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, whether you have some good or bad comments, leave them down. I love and I respond to them all, even the crazy ones. I kind of actually, some of them are pretty funny. But yeah, but I look forward. Anything, ask me. The finance pastor. So I get to travel a lot. So I work for a great Christian organization that has allowed me to really speak into a lot of financial entrepreneurs, into Christian entrepreneurs' life. And I hope that I can inspire you, whether you're watching me on YouTube or Facebook, or you're watching me from any other, from TikTok or any other source, or Instagram, that wherever God has called you to do, stop running from it. Many of you have dreams or visions that haven't been fulfilled yet. And I know that God, many of you looking for opportunities to make those dreams become a reality. So as you go along prayerfully, walk in the steps where God wants you. Don't let your feet take you where they don't belong. God has better for you. God has wonderful for you. God has awesome for you. And I hope that you receive his blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.